Good morning, New Life. My name is Cedar, and this is my New Life story. In my free time, I enjoy a variety of things. I like fishing. I like hunting, sitting in the woods all day, just nature and the animals around me. I like making music. I like spending time with my wife and my dogs, and just traveling and going where the adventure takes us. So I'm an only child. Grew up in rural Missouri. So it's like Jefferson City, an hour straight south. Grew up on 75 acres, so kind of in the middle of nowhere, which, there were pros and cons of that for sure. Kind of difficult to not make friends, but to truly felt like I fit in with my friend groups, because I had, I don't know, several different groups that had different interests, and I was kind of in all of them. So it was kind of just more difficult to feel like I was where I belonged, if that makes sense. I always loved music from a young age. My dad just blasted music in the truck as we were going to the river. It was the greatest thing ever. So I was like, I want to make music like this someday, and I want to be on somebody's speakers and give them this feeling right here. So graduated high school, went to college, IUPUI, for music production. And that was a long way off from where I grew up and everything I'd ever known, because IUPUI, my apartment, was like downtown Indianapolis. So it was loud streets, all kinds of people, it's lots of stuff that I was unfamiliar with. So I was trying my hardest to find a group that I could fit in with, or figure out how I could just make connections with people, because it was so hard in the new city. So I took music and I created this persona, I guess, that wasn't who I was. It was entirely different. Not a role model citizen, if you will. Hardly any of it was true. It wasn't who I was. So it was subconsciously over time, I started to believe that's who I was. So when I would meet people, I would tell them this whole backstory that was completely not true. Just because I was, I wanted to be a musician. I wanted to stick out. I wanted to have the grit, which looking back on is so stupid. But I think for me, it's helped me realize to just be true to who I am, to myself, and then also for other people, because introducing yourself and trying to be something that you're not isn't good for anybody. It was hard. And then when I would meet people that were more like me, like who I knew that I was, I started to feel guilty, and I was like, man, I'm telling this person lies. Who they think I am is not who I am. And that specifically set in when I met Ileana. I met my wife. She had a good hold in her relationship with Jesus, and I started to realize that I did not at all. I still had that piece in me. I still, tried to have the most positive impact on people that I could on my relationships, but that was not happening because they didn't even know who I was. So doing better about being in the Word and working on my relationship with Jesus, just because I feel like that's the best direction forward for us all, especially if we have Jesus. Why would we not take advantage of that, in our life, for ourselves and also for those around us, which at this point, I was just doing it for her. I didn't realize to the extent of how I was still trying to be something that I wasn't. So knowing I have Jesus in my life is very freeing, because I know that no matter what happens with decisions I make, or my relationships, I know that I'm good. I'm going where I need to be. I'm going to have eternal life. It's fine. And it also, I think, gives me the freedom to be authentic, like how I wasn't for so long of my life, because I know Jesus, and Jesus loved people, and he didn't lead them astray just for the heck of it. I think if Jesus can love me, there's got to be something in there that's not, it's not trash, something of value. So I think just keeping a good grasp on that as we evaluate ourselves is important, because we're going to make mistakes. And just as you do that and have great successes, just remembering that, Jesus is in you and he loves you, and it's all right.